She is completely unexplainable. You think she's a good girl, but once you get to know her, you realize she's everything. She's crazy, she's funny, she's honest, and you never know what she'll do next.
Hey, well, I'm so happy you're all back, and I'm here with Neel Alwani, and we're going to be interviewing him in just a minute, but I wanted to start out by saying I'm getting my Facebook page back. I talked to Facebook yesterday. They said within 24 to 48 hours, I'm going to get it back, so you can all go to www.beingtracy.com. Well, that's my blog page, so I'm going to be reading the blog later, but it's Facebook, www.facebook.com/beingtracy. And I'm going to be back there soon, and it's going to be better than ever. So I want to have you all back with me so we can all celebrate and have a good rest of the year. But anyway, this is Neel Alwani. And Neel, welcome to our show today.
Thank you.
I'm so glad you're here. Now, you need to tell us a little bit about you, because I only heard from the person I had on my show, Boris, if you remember Boris, who has the luxury cars. Boris highly recommended me talking to Neel because he said he is amazing. He buys the most amazing cars that he's ever seen. And so he told me about this guy, and I just met him in person just now, but I found out he's a multimillionaire. He's only 27.
That's
okay,
true.
so you've got a lot of a story to tell us right now, Neel.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, how did that start? How did you start with that?
I moved here 5 years ago. That was the start.
From where?
From St. Martin in the Caribbean. I started trading watches out of my apartment in Brickell. It was at the time. It was
Brickell, Miami.
Brickell, Miami.
That's the city in Miami.
Yeah, beautiful city. It was 1,100 square feet, and the first year we did business out of there, we did 13 million in revenue.
Selling watches.
Selling watches.
Now, what kind of watches did you start with?
We sell Rolex, AP, Patek Philippe, and Richard Mille. AP is Audemars Piguet, for those of you that don't know.
So even in the early days, those were the three that you were just pretty much
Yeah, I
to.
was lucky enough that I figured out a loan. I got a $500,000 loan when I moved here, and just flipped it from what it was to what it is today, which is several of millions of dollars in inventory.
Wow, that's amazing.
I think we have the biggest watch inventory in South Florida. In Florida, for sure.
Are those still the three main watches that you stick with?
It's 4 brands: Audemars Piguet, Rolex, which I have one on right now, and you do you?
I do have a Rolex on, yeah.
Patek Philippe and Richard Mille.
Wow, that's amazing. Okay, so where do you get your watches? Where do you get them?
I buy my watches the most unconventional way. So usually when you hear Rolex, you think Rolex is buying it from the Rolex factory, in Switzerland. Me, I buy watches off of consumers such as yourself who may go to the store, buy a watch just to build a spending history, and they don't want the watch. Or someone who has enjoyed the watch enough that they're ready to get rid of it or trade it out for something else, they come to me, because the store doesn't really entertain with that.
Now, what is the most expensive watch you've ever sold?
Recently we sold a $2 million watch last week. It's pretty crazy. It's a Richard Mille. If you saw it, you would think it's plastic. And in the dial, there's a hand like this. It's just super popular right now. It's RM66 for you watch people. 2 million. But we've sold, the biggest watch we ever sold was 2.8 million. Even funkier watch, if I show you, you'll laugh. There's a smiley face on the watch.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, now, so what kind of person is going to buy? What's your market? Where do you find these people to pay this much for a watch?
So I sell to people that are super, super wealthy, but private individuals. And then I sell to the most famous of famous, like Drake. Drake is my client, for example. You know Drake, right, Tracy?
Of
Yeah,
course.
okay. You were looking at me. But yeah, so Drake, Tekashi 6ix9ine, NBA YoungBoy, DDG. We have a lot of athletes, a lot of rappers, and then we have a lot of private wealthy individuals. They find us all on social media.
I was going to say, how do they find you? Is it
All social media. Yeah, we're big on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and that's where we get most of our traffic from.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'm interested to know. Where did you start? Where did you get your beginning?
I grew up in St. Martin in the Caribbean. My family is actually in the jewelry industry, and they.
Oh, well, that had to be good help.
Yeah, for sure.
Where are they? Still there?
They're still in St. Martin and Aruba. They do it completely different. They buy directly from the manufacturer. So if they have, for example, they own the Hublot boutique in the Caribbean, they buy Hublot direct from Hublot.
Do they still?
They still do, yes, for 28 brands.
I mean, you're 27, so I mean, like, that's not that long. They must still be there.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a completely different business though. Mine is called the gray market and they're white market. You know, they do everything with the brands. They have a fixed discount. Me, I buy under market rate, like slightly under market. I pay very high compared to other people in my industry. And then we sell below market. Somehow I make it work. My margins are super slim, but we make it happen. We're a volume game.
That's amazing. Now, what is your passion? What are you most well known for?
Watches and cars is definitely my passion. I love the gym too. You may not see it, but
I see it. I see it. You look great. I love your
Thank you.
jewelry too. I mean, like you're just amazing.
That came from the
He
gym
pulled
too.
up in his Lamborghini. Ben said, "I think he's here." We heard him pull up.
Yeah, I love
We ran
cars.
out. But anyway, well, so your passion is also vape, you said, right?
I mean, I've been addicted to vapes, and I'm not saying you should go start vaping if you don't vape at all, you know. But if you do vape, Dummy Vapes is my product.
He was about to give me a vape, and I said, "Wait, do it on the show. I want to learn
So
about
here
it."
we go.
He handed it to me, and I'm looking at it like I don't even know what it is. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. My daughters like to vape. A couple of them do. I've got 4 daughters.
It's crazy. I think most of the world today, like under 40, are all
Is it
vaping.
healthy?
It's not healthy. I'm not gonna lie, but it's definitely healthier for
I
you.
had heard something about it not being healthy.
It's definitely healthier for you than a cigarette is,
Smoking,
because
yes.
there's no tar, there's no
Right.
tobacco.
Okay, this is
I'm
for
not
me, he
encouraging
said.
you to try it, but
Well, you just never know. I'm sitting on my balcony in Meisner Park, Boca Raton. Might just pull out a vape. Okay, now
it has to be a dummy vape.
a dummy vape.
That's what it's called. Yeah. So it's in
Oh,
collaboration.
this is a dummy vape.
Dummy
See, it says
vape.
on there, clear, dummy vapes. Okay. Now, so tell me how to get this started.
You just
I just
Pull
do
on
I have to
it.
press anything?
no, nothing. Oh shit! She did the French in here.
Oh my goodness, I didn't even know what to expect, but it's very minty. It's very fresh feeling.
Yeah.
I like it.
So it's the first vape in the entire market with a battery indicator and a juice indicator, which is like a lot
Wow,
of
that's amazing. That's an amazing, enlightening feeling.
yeah. And
I'm not going to do it anymore.
we're
right
gonna
now.
get Tracy addicted. That's how good the product.
I'll try
My
it for you.
brother, Dr. Joe Bush in Panama, always says, don't do the samples at the show. When we're at the chiropractic shows with the magazine, the American Chiropractor, don't do the samples at the show. You never know what it's going to do to you. So, I mean, like, I know the vape is amazing now, but I'm going to
Yeah, that's
set
it.
it
No
over
more
there.
for you. But it's cool because vape consumers, they know that if you hit a vape and it tastes a little off, they just throw it away. But these are $35 for an average consumer. That's a lot of money. So this showing you the battery percentage and the juice percentage is huge for the industry.
Wow, that's amazing.
And
Okay.
it's collaboration with Tekashi 69, so marketing's been game over.
And I was
Well,
gonna say I
gonna-
haven't seen anything like that yet. Like that's a big struggle. Like a lot of college kids and all that stuff, they're like, they throw it away. I've never seen something that
Do
I
do
got some
vape,
for you.
Ben? Do you vape?
I've vaped quite a while. Yeah, but I stopped. But yeah.
Congrats to you, bro.
Now, what got you started vaping? What got you interested in
I
vaping?
used to smoke cigarettes since I was 13, unfortunately. I grew up in the Caribbean. Life there is very different, and it helped me quit cigarettes, which I loved because I hated smelling like that when I walked into a room. It ruined my
This
confidence.
is so fresh and
Yeah.
tasting. It's amazing.
This is the
Let me-
opposite.
I'll turn it like this so you can see it right there.
There we go.
No, but that's amazing. And so, what was the switch? Like, what happened when someone first gave you your first vape? How did that happen?
It was Juul. I mean, Juul was huge all over the world. It's Juul. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Is that a kind of a vape?
It was a vape, and in college, like everyone
I was
had
thinking
one.
of the
Yeah.
singer. Like,
No,
did
not
we
a
switch
singer.
now Drake to
I wish
Juul?
a singer
I don't
got
know.
me off cigarettes. I wish. But yeah, it was just big in college when I was in college, and I tried it, and it got me off cigarettes. I was happy, but now I'm addicted to these. At least I make money off it now. You know?
Yeah, yeah. So, what is your biggest business? You've got the cars, you've got the vape.
Yeah, so
You've
we
got
buy,
the
sell, and trade
watches.
cars. We buy, sell, and trade watches, and we sell vapes now. We distribute vapes. We own the brand. Definitely, my biggest my biggest business will be the watch business.
Yeah,
For sure.
and that's been the one you've been in for the longest, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, all right. So now I was going to ask you when will you have accomplished your goals? But like you're only 27, like you must be just making new goals and new goals after.
Yeah.
I mean, like accomplishing done. All right, let's go. Like,
I mean, my
right?
end goal, and I probably a lot of people say this, but I want to be $1 billion net worth,
Okay.
and I feel like I'm gonna make it happen by 35.
Okay.
8 years.
Am I allowed to ask like where you are now, like how close you are to that?
I could tell you we do 9 digits in revenue annually. We do 100 million plus in sales every year.
That's amazing. Wow, that's amazing.
Margins are slim, volume game, but yeah, it's
And
adding up.
how big is your team?
My team now, I have 27 people under me.
Do they have an office to go to? Do they work
Yeah,
from home?
yeah, we have a dealership in Doral, Florida, and we have a office.
What's the name of it?
TPT Foreigns. TPT Foreigns is the car dealership, and Timepiece Trading is the watch company. Our watch office is located in the DuPont building downtown Miami, and Doral is where the dealership is at.
Okay, that's awesome. All right, well now, why are you so driven? What happened? I mean, you're so young. A lot of people at your age are still going out to the clubs. Are you going out to the clubs?
I've been trying to stop. Not gonna lie, like I'm getting old. I think because the day after I drink now, I can't function the same. So
Do you work out every day?
I work
or
out
5
every
days?
6 days a week. Yeah,
6 days.
6 days a
Where
week.
do you work out?
And I have 4 gym memberships right now. Let me do this. I work out at Anatomy, Equinox. What's the other gym? My buddy's gym in a penthouse in the SLS Lux where I live. He gave me a key.
that's nice.
Yeah, it's a very private gym. And Boxer Gym in downtown.
Oh, you like to box?
It's a boxing gym, but I don't box there. I just
Okay.
like the vibe. It's a great
Okay,
gym.
That's awesome. All right. So what do you do to continue to give back? Since you've obviously you've gotten so much here at such a young age.
I don't believe in charity the traditional way. I like to give it myself. I like to see people happy when I give them. It's not about that, but it really makes my day when I see someone else happy off something I'm able to do. So I try to do every day. I try to give back every single day, whether it's to the valet people or my housekeeper or my assistant. Like, but it's usually like me personally giving them something, you know.
That's
But
amazing.
almost every day I'm giving out money. I think I give out at least $100 a day off camera.
Are you religious at all?
I'm pretty religious. I pray every day.
Yeah.
When I get the chance in my house in Doral, I have a prayer room, like a fully dedicated bedroom to prayer.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even get to watch that. I think you sent me your
Yes.
video of your
It was
house.
just before, so
I
excuse
didn't get
you.
to see that yet, but he's got an amazing house, it looks like, there in Miami. So I want to check that out, too.
Yeah, you guys should check out my YouTube channel. It's Neel TPT on YouTube.
For sure, for sure. I need to start following you, too.
You got to subscribe, Tracy.
I know. All right. So now I think we're going to have a word from our sponsor, Timepiece Trading.
Awesome.
That's what $6 million looks like. Welcome to Timepiece Trading. Since 2018, we've been delivering high-end luxury timepieces to clients around the world. Now
audio's
it's
gonna
your
be
chance to join our extensive list of clientele. At Timepiece Trading, our goal is to deliver the rarest and most sought-after luxury timepieces and jewelry. From custom Cuban link chains to rainbow Daytonas, we strive to deliver you the best experience possible. If you're looking for your dream watch or custom jewelry, we're here to help you around the clock. Do yourself a favor, guys. Check out our website down below and see our extensive collection, timepiecetradingllc.com.
And we're back. All right. Well, it's that time again. It's time for my blog. And this one was written many years ago when I lived in South Beach. This is perfectly called The Watch Guy. Now, it is a little Sex and the City-ish, so I don't want to alarm you.
I'm excited. I wanna hear.
My blogs are not. This is actually unpublished too, because I didn't want to expose myself so much at that time, and I didn't want to at all draw attention to this person that left his watch.
Hopefully he doesn't see this then.
Well, he was the last thing, yeah. So we'll see. But anyway, I met Eric 8 years ago on Christmas Eve, and it was this December when I wrote this blog. We first met in 2015. We were a pretty sorry pair. He was then 45, tall, like maybe 6'3", handsome, had been married for only 6 years and had no children. Eric had just broken up with a woman. He was in love after a 2.5-year relationship because he said that he didn't make enough money for her. I guess you never have that problem. We had a very nice bottle of wine. Actually, he bought us 2 bottles because he preferred white, and I told him I preferred red. However, I didn't mind drinking the white with him because I still wanted to get, he still wanted to get us the wine that we each preferred. So he said, no, I'm going to get you red. I'm going to drink white.
Nice
we were
of him.
I don't know if you know Oliver's Bistro there on West Avenue.
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, that's where it was. And I think it's still there, but we were a pretty sorry pair. We both broke into tears during this meeting. So anyway, it was like New Year's Eve. So anyway, wow, I thought this was so sweet and thoughtful. Still, we both broke into tears during dinner. I had just stopped seeing a guy whom I had high hopes for after 1.5 months as well. And honestly, I can't even remember who that was. So that's how life is, right? Plus, all of my kids were with their father that Christmas holiday, which this is the reason I'm sure that I broke into tears, because I think it is important that they all stay together for important events like holidays. And he had more of a family unit in Naples, Florida. He had a home there. He had his then girlfriend, now wife, and his mom, his brother also live close by. Now, thankfully, I have Christmas and Thanksgiving in Naples with my family, and we all have it together with the kids. It's really great. Anyway, for New Year's Eve, Eric had said that he wanted to see me again. He had an extra ticket to a Billy Joel concert. While this sounded fun, another friend had gotten me tickets to the event going on at the Mondrian Hotel, and my oldest daughter was coming from Panama with her friend and my other oldest daughter. Did you ever go to that event at the Mondrian they have there?
I didn't.
Big.
No.
It's big. Well, you've been to the Mondrian Hotel,
I have,
haven't
yes.
you?
Beautiful.
Yeah. So anyway, so for New Year's Eve, he wanted to see me again. All right. So those tickets were over $200, and I had managed to get 4 for free for me and my daughters and their friend. Plus, I was living alone for the first time in my life. Until that time, my only identity had been as a mother, but for the first 6 months that I lived in South Beach, I lived alone, and this was an opportunity to provide my daughters with some tickets to a great party that I knew they would enjoy, and I wanted to be there to see them. And I couldn't ask for more than one more free ticket. And he didn't want to pay $200 for a ticket for him. So he went ahead and went to the Billy Joel concert, and I stayed with my kids in South Beach. However, the whole idea that this guy's name was the same as my ex-husband with a different spelling, and he was in the restaurant business, the same as my ex, just made it too much for me to bear the idea of dating him. I kept thinking if I was going to make it work with the Eric in the restaurant business, I'd have made it work with the father of my daughters. There were differences between he and my ex, but in reality, I would be able to expect the same kind of life, a relationship with a man married to his business. I could see in this way they had very much the same temperament, maybe type A, where they are full on when they are in work mode, and it is difficult to get out of that mode. Are you type A?
Yeah, for sure.
And does your girlfriend have to deal with that with you?
She does, but I keep her happy. So.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Do you work
Find
together at all?
ways.
Does she work with you at all?
We may start a company soon, very soon. We actually incorporated 2 days ago.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So we're building.
Can you tell us what it's going to be about?
Can't talk about it till it's up.
Yeah, I get it. Well, anyway, so Eric and I didn't see much of each other for a year after that. In October of 2016, Eric came over to visit while there was a hurricane going on outside. I was then living in a 1-bedroom apartment with my oldest daughter, who never left after she came to visit me that New Year's Eve in 2015. Since there was a full-blown hurricane outside, my daughter said that she could sleep at her friend's apartment in our building so that Eric wouldn't have to leave. He had even brought his dog, a new bulldog puppy. We fooled around a little, and Eric was very generous with his affection, but seemed unable to be physically aroused for long, so nothing else really happened. And he left suddenly in the midst of a hurricane.
Crazy.
Like, seriously, you know what that is. What?
I would do that. Like,
would leave?
I'm good with weather.
But, all right. Yeah. I was like, oh my gosh, there's a hurricane going on outside. Where did he go? You know? All right. Again, we only kept in touch intermittently until April 9th, 2018. Eric came over and brought 4 bottles of wine, a cheese and meat tray that we enjoyed on the balcony, and then we went for a walk down West Avenue where I lived and stopped at Barton G's. Have you been there?
Yes.
To have a couple of appetizers and a couple of tequilas. And then we walked from there to Foxhole down the road. Have you been there?
No, I have not been.
Oh, Foxhole. You missed that. They're not there anymore. Oh. But it was a hidden restaurant with a red light in the alley. That's what it was, in the middle of South Beach. Oh. And it was really interesting. But anyway, So that was, just illuminated by a red light in the middle of the darkness in the alley. But we saw one of the neighbors there who bought us another tequila. Then we came home, and for the first time, we were totally intimate. And although he made sure that I was totally satisfied a couple of times, he seemed to be unable to fully release and enjoy himself. Told me that it had something to do with his inability to trust me. I fell asleep and woke in the morning and he had left. Texted me that he had really enjoyed himself but couldn't sleep, and he was leaving the next day for at least a month's trip to get training on his new business venture that he had thought would be a real opportunity for him to actually do what he was always trained and educated to do. His text said that he'd see me when he returned from his training. But things weren't clicking, I felt. Not only did he have the same name and occupation as my ex, but we didn't really seem to be compatible sexually. Then I met the guy in Plantation Acres who I wrote another blog about. He was a liar who sold my wedding ring. You'll have to look for the blog around June of 2017, I think.
That's messed up.
Yeah. Thought I'd found the guy for me. I'd lost touch with Eric, so I put something on Facebook after we'd been together for like a month when things were still going good. And Eric saw it, was completely hurt, blocked me from everything, and wouldn't even talk to me.
I won't even say it.
I mean, I'm wondering, where do I find these guys, right?
Florida, Miami.
Exactly.
It's hard to find a lifelong partner in Miami.
I was just seeing something today on Facebook and on Instagram that said the thing about dating is in Miami, nobody trusts anybody. Nobody trusts each other. Do you think that's true?
I think so. I think it's hard to find a lifelong partner in Miami.
In Miami, for sure.
Yeah. Boca, it's probably easier.
You think I'm having better luck here in Boca?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe.
Yeah. We used to live here, Woodfield Country Club.
Oh, your family?
Yeah.
Your parents were here too?
My brother used to live here, so I used to come all the time to visit.
That's a beautiful neighborhood. Mm-hmm. Yeah, beautiful. Well, then a couple times since then, he has texted me and wanted to see me, but his dramatic response to my Facebook post was a little unnatural and didn't feel that we have a future, so we never saw each other. Then, this morning, I woke in the middle of the night and saw something on LinkedIn that said Eric had gotten a new job. Turned out he just notified LinkedIn, but it was the same position he's gone to receive his training the last time we saw each other. I congratulated him. Then he Facebook messaged me, and I asked him to add me as his connection there again. He was just returning from work at 3:30 a.m. That's the way the restaurant business is. Yeah. That's not the way your business is.
I stay up till 5 a.m. all
you
the
do?
time. Yeah.
You're working
working from home.
Yeah. All right. He has tomorrow off, wanted to come and visit me. I know this is how the restaurant business is. Long, late hours. I was married to it for 13 of my 17 years. I told him flat out no. Then we kept chatting. He told me he was on his way to Lincoln Road for breakfast right there in South Beach, right down the road from where I lived. I again said, no, I need to work out tomorrow, and I'm meeting a trainer, and I start working out with a plan tomorrow. So I wanted to stay focused.
No distractions.
No.
Yeah.
Then we hung up the phone, and I thought to myself, well, why not? I deserve this. I deserve to have someone who I'm attracted to who wants to see me, right?
For sure. Of course you do.
So I text him, all right, that I changed my mind and to come visit. He said, don't go back to sleep. I was excited, so I started cleaning the house and getting ready for him. He was coming from his new restaurant, which was at least 50 minutes away. He finally got there. Big bouquet of flowers in his hand,
At 4 a.m.?
Roses, white and red. No, this was a couple of hours later because it took him a while to get there.
So you stayed up till 6 a.m.
All right, well, we'll see if there's any more documentation of the time. Yeah. We'll see. But it was early. I remember it was the morning. Okay, so he finally got there, big bouquet and handful of roses, white and red. We talked for a bit, and then I just really needed to return to sleep. He started with his touching, to the point where the same thing happened again. He satisfied me, but I was unable to satisfy him. He seemed to like everything that I was doing, but in the end, it happened again. I was unable to satisfy this man. And again, I was having thoughts like, phew, oh yeah, I forgot how long it takes with him. Do I want to be with another Eric in the restaurant business who isn't the father of my kids? I'm thinking this whole time. I'm trying to please this man. I bet his girlfriend didn't stop seeing him for a guy with more money. Even then, I started thinking of someone else. Nothing good was happening. Then we decided to try to sleep. I had told my office that I needed a personal day and postponed my training in the gym when he confirmed he was on his way to my condo. Had hoped we would have a nice day together since he said he didn't have work that day, but honestly, now I was not sure I still wanted to spend the day with him. Then, abruptly, he said he had to run down to the valet to get Zyrtec out of his car, something about having a breathing problem, but he said, "Don't worry, I will leave my wallet so you know I'm not going to leave." When someone says something like that, what do you think?
It's weird.
You think, were you planning on leaving?
Yeah.
I mean, like, that never even occurred to me. It had never occurred to me that he might not come back until he said that. I was thinking, really? You could take everything, because if you don't want to come back, I sure don't want you to. Instead, after he got dressed, he said, "I'll leave my undershirt and socks." And I was thinking, okay, whatever. Then he left. I rolled over to rest. And then about 30 minutes later, I was worried that I'd almost fallen asleep and that it would look rude, I thought. Then I messaged him, "Is everything okay? I am going to feel like shit if you leave." And with that, my messages were blocked.
Yeah.
Wow, unbelievable. So my first thought was, wow, how hurt he must be to want to hurt me like that. At first, it did hurt. Then I was just sorry. Sorry if I said something to make him want to hurt me like this. But I don't think he had been planning to hurt me, because as I threw away his undershirt and socks, and I remembered the last time he was with me, he also left his undershirt. However, I also found his watch. Now you can imagine the thoughts that are going through my mind. I'm thinking, Craigslist, you know?
Yeah,
what am I going to do with
Timepiece
this watch?
trading next time.
Like, pretty expensive, gold. I mean, I'm thinking, I didn't know about timepiece trading
Now
at
you
that
know.
time. If I had known, I probably wouldn't have figured this out. But anyway, he had left his watch, and now I have no way to contact him. I did phone him and left a message, not angry, just sorry. What kind of pain he must be in to do something like this to me. In the end, I struggled with what to do with the watch, but later decided to just give it back to him. I left it with the concierge in my building, and he picked it up.
Wow.
And then I blocked him everywhere he hadn't first blocked me.
Do you know
Decided,
what the, sorry to cut you off, Tracy. Do you know
I
what
don't remember what kind it was.
got you.
I don't know.
Because gold, if it was a gold Rolex or a gold Patek, it could have been hundreds of thousands.
I know.
Could have got it
So
back.
I mean, in that event, I might have second thought this, but in the end, I blocked him from everywhere he hadn't first blocked me. Decided there are toxic people who keep reappearing and infecting your life, and this had happened enough with this particular character.
For sure.
Done.
I agree with
Haven't talked with him or seen him since.
Good.
Don't expect him
Should've
to know
kept
that I have
that
a
watch.
podcast now.
He probably does. Probably watching you.
Well, you just never know, right? I mean, have you had any clients that have come in with stories like similar to
Oh,
that?
all the time. I've had a lot of guy clients. They come to Miami and they lose their watch to a lady, just in the room at night.
I've heard of men who have lost their watch because they brought up a woman like after meeting him on Tinder or something like that, and then they get robbed.
Yeah, all
Have
the
you heard of that?
time. Like 20, 30 times since I've been here, 5 years.
Yeah,
Yeah, my clients. And
Right.
I've heard of other stories too.
right.
We had this one client, he bought a $300,000 watch. Same night got robbed. Brought a girl home.
Same night he bought it from you.
Yeah.
And how much was it?
$300K.
So
Yeah.
see, you can buy a rental property, you can buy a condo here in Florida, or
Crazy.
you can buy a
Richard,
watch.
Yeah. No, but
What
our
kind of a
watches, Richard Mille. But like, so this is a gold Rolex. This
Show it to the camera.
this Rolex, for example, is 125,000 today.
That's
Just because of the
beautiful.
rarity.
This is beautiful. Is it gold? Is that
gold,
gold?
yeah,
Oh my
rose gold.
goodness.
And then it has factory set sapphires and rubies in the bezel.
Do you also sell jewels like you have on there? I mean,
Yeah,
these
we
are
sell
amazing,
diamonds. We're
amazing
jewelers.
diamonds.
We do custom pieces for a lot of people, and then we do a lot of like just
Yeah,
wedding
but
rings,
I'm gonna have to
earrings.
you're gonna have to come back so I can read my other blog about the diamond ring.
I got to, yeah. I'm
The
gonna check
diamond
it
ring
out.
of the blog that I spoke about in here. The blog again is www.beingtracy.com, but I haven't written in a year because I'm manifesting. Now I'm manifesting my future. It's obviously working because, I mean, where did this podcast come from? Where did my huge following on the Facebook page come from? I'm reaching over 6 million on that page when I get it back. You know, I mean, like, these things are just happening. Well, I was told yesterday by Facebook, and I've been calling every day. It was hacked on September 3rd. I've been calling every day because that's what you got to do with Facebook. And I'm going to do another. I have done. Last year I lost my page. I lost 3 pages on Facebook.
You got them back?
Worse. Yes, it was worse. This person, I lost it on Instagram first, and then I put it on Facebook. Hey, does anybody know how I get back my Instagram page that I lost? And then someone came back with the name David Angel, because he'd been watching me and he knew I was a Christ follower. And
he helped you?
He
helped you get it back?
No, he hacked me. Even worse.
Damn.
Even worse. He hacked all my pages on Facebook. He got mad at me because he said, how can you wear a Rolex watch and you don't have any money to pay me to fix your... Because I was saying, hey, look, I'll get you exposure on Facebook, but I'm not gonna pay you to fix my page. Because I knew I was gonna work it out somehow, you know, with Facebook or something. But I said, if you want to help me, that'd be great. I'll give you some exposure on Facebook.
And
then he got so mad, he took all my pages down. Like I couldn't even access them.
Yeah. You got to be careful with these social media people that say they'll get your account back or get you verified. Yeah. I've been scammed for $90,000 total now. These
$90,000?
Yeah, in social media scams.
How did you pay that?
Because I kept trying to get my company page verified, and they kept taking money from me, lying, saying it would be done, never got done. Now I'm verified eventually, but I just did it through Instagram.
The only way you can get your, if you lose your page, the only way you can get it back, I found, and I have a video out there on YouTube, which I've spoke about before. We can even put it in the messages underneath this podcast that you're going to subscribe and like. Don't forget and message me. Anything you can do to help my algorithm. But anyway, we're going to put it down there. It's called How to Get Your Instagram Page and Facebook Page Back. Because after a year, I didn't remember how. I had to go back and watch this video again. And then I remember what you have to do is you have to have another page on Facebook, which you advertise on. And did you know that, Ben?
I didn't either.
Yeah, you have to have another page. I had 3 pages, right? But at that time, he took them all down, and my Instagram page. So I had to create another page, just start, like, it doesn't even matter how much the ad is, $10 ad. You put an ad up there, and then within, like, 2 or 3 days, this time it happened for me right away because I already had pages up there. And my Living Tracy page, I started putting just ads up. And they said, so then they give you a way to access and talk to somebody. You go to, what is it called? Your dashboard on Facebook. You go all the way down to that. When you click on your dashboard, you go all the way down. And at the bottom, it says something like to talk about advertising or something like that. You click on that, and then up comes something that you have to answer a bunch of questions. And then you finally can click chat. You want to live chat somebody, and that's how you get your page back. But I'm not gonna lie, it's a whole. It takes patience. You know, like everybody's been telling me, oh, start a new page. I'm like, I was reaching over 6 million. You freaking kidding me? I'm not starting a new page. I know how to get this page back. You know, so anyway, that's the deal. But I'll make another video when I get this page back to help you all a little bit more, and you know, you can find out how easy it is.
That's going to be super useful for a lot of people.
Yeah.
This is a whole industry. People will take down your page just to get you to pay them to bring it back up.
Exactly. And I'm saying don't pay anybody because you're right there. You have to work with Facebook. That's the only people you can work with.
You pay them, they'll exploit you again and again and again.
And you don't even have to pay Facebook except for maybe $10 or $20 for an ad campaign or something. Which if you have something to advertise, that can work for you even too. So if you don't have anything to advertise, just create something, right?
Advertise me.
Yeah. So anyway, all right. So the real estate minute. Are you wondering what's going on in real estate?
Yeah, I am. Now? I want to buy a new apartment, actually.
I know who you can work with. I know a good agent that can work with you. Anyway, housing market predictions for 2023. When will home prices be affordable again? Are you wondering this?
Yeah.
According to Robin Rothstein in Forbes magazine, she said, as temperatures begin to cool, the housing market continues to fizzle, with blistering high mortgage rates and scorching home prices becoming too hot to handle for many would-be home buyers. The national average 30-year fixed mortgage rate blasted through 7% in mid-August, reaching a 2023 high of 7.23%. As September 21, the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate stands at 7.19%, according to Freddie Mac. Meanwhile, year over year, existing monthly home sales sagged in July for the second consecutive month, slipping by 2.2% to a 6-month low, with all four major U.S. with all four U.S. regions posting year-over-year sales declines, according to the National Association of Realtors (NAR). Despite ultra-high mortgage rates and home prices, the market remains as competitive as ever, thanks to demand levels surpassing the ongoing inventory crunch and homeowners who locked in low interest rates are staying put. These and other factors perpetuate the perfect affordability crisis storm that continues to sideline many aspiring homeowners. So send or leave me a message if you want me or someone from my amazing real estate team to call you and talk to you further about this. Please let me know what area you're in, what you're most interested in doing, how we can most help you. So for help with all of your real estate needs, be sure to ask for Tracy Bush Pate. I'm going to give you Keller Williams' worldwide phone number. It's 561-245-4000 right there in Boca East. That's my office. So leave a message and I'd be happy to help you out. And Neel, please give information on how people can contact you to get more information on your cars, your vapes, your watches, your jewelry.
Well, to buy our vape, you just go to the smoke shop. We can't really sell you that. We only sell in huge quantities. But if you guys want to buy a watch from us, it's at Timepiece Trading on Instagram or 240-401-7704. We'll pop it up right here so I don't make a mistake with that. And TPT Foreigns is the name of the car dealership. You can also find us on Instagram. We're on all platforms, TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, everything, but we prefer communicating on Instagram. And if things get serious, we'll give you a phone number on there. There we go.
And please subscribe and like my podcast on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts, any of your favorite podcast locations. We are there, and it helps me out with the YouTube algorithm, and it's going to help Neel get his message out too. So please shoot us a like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks, guys. It's been great having you here today.
Thank you,
so
Tracy.
much.
Appreciate it.
And wonderful meeting you.